So, hello everyone. My name is Lõhmus, and I would like to present you a paper about creation of digital twin models for renovation. It's an integrative literature review written together with my supervisor, Ergo Pikas. And I'm a first-year doctoral student, and my thesis is about setting requirements and developing a workflow for creating renovation digital twin models of existing apartment buildings. During this presentation, I tried to cover all those main parts in the paper in more or less in detail. So, many workflows are developed to create models for digital twins, but there is still ongoing research on this topic. For some reason, these solutions are not widely used or integrated into renovation processes. So why are the developed workflows to create models for digital twins not widely used? And another question is why we be concerned about how to create digital twins. Related to the Green Deal targets, you probably know we are challenged to renovate our existing buildings on an amount of time that our existing renovation workflows cannot manage. So, for example, studies in Estonia have shown that we should renovate 5 to 10 times more depending on the type of buildings. And we believe that industrializing and digitalisation of our renovation processes will lead to better performance in building renovation. So, digital twin is one possible option to digitalize building renovation processes. The measurement and study of an existing building to create a digital twin model is the first step in designing, engineering, and producing industrialized elements. And reality capture is the option to give a real object a digital shape. For the accuracy ±5 millimeters that is needed for industrialized renovation, the possible solution can be laser scanning with the resulting point cloud. To be able to understand the problem of why we are still looking for new workflows, we need to know more about the existing approaches. So this leads to the question, what are the state-of-the-art concepts, processes, and methods for automating the creation of digital twin models of existing structures? And this leads to the aim of the research. Which is get an overview of the latest developments in the field and identify the problems of existing workflows and methods as the base for new perspectives. The integrative literature review method was used as a distinctive form of research, and the review was divided into 6 steps, beginning with the preliminary selection of papers, and it was ended with the synthesis of the new knowledge. By reading the first papers about developed workflows, following common aspects emerged: problems and needs input and test objects, approach, and output and result. Also, 5 categorization groups were proposed based on the assumption that knowledge is hidden in the input data information processing approach. So Google Scholar was used to find relevant papers. Papers published in the last 10 years, and only English written papers were in focus. And in total 13 articles were finally included. And when you read the paper, the description of approaches, it just gives you a clue about how the approaches are used. So I don't stop on them longer, and let's continue with the analysis of workflows. I present the most critical aspects that appeared in the analysis of workflows. You can find more in the paper. And here are the aspects related to problems and needs. And I have highlighted those requirements, context, and digitalisation as a continuous process. Here are the aspects of input data and objects. And I would summarize it so that you need to be sure you have the data and information that you actually need for creating digital twin. And here are the aspects related to the approach. Again, I have highlighted inflexibility, evaluation, and combining different techniques. And in general, the process of creating a digital model from captured data has the following steps, beginning with cleaning of data and ending with constructing output. And aspects related with output and results. Significant variations in workflow outputs appeared. For example, from some grouped or subgrouped points from point clouds until to semantically rich 3D objects. And in evaluation, these outputs, mainly 2 methods were used. The output were compared to ground truth, and automated workflows were compared to manual work. But actually, evaluation regarding how problems are solved and needs and requirements are met is often not described. Here are some directions that might guide us closer to the workflows that are possibly widely used and integrated into renovation processes. And hopefully we are able to help through digitalization to improve our capability to renovate more buildings compared to the workflows we use today. My own research will continue with developing a hybrid workflow, combining the strengths of different approaches, including using prior data, that's data in archives or databases, in the form of building topologies, and new data in the form of laser scanned and photogrammetrical point clouds. So the central idea is to use building topology to construct the skeleton of the building, and the point cloud is used to calibrating the topology-based building template. And here are the aspects that I would like to keep in mind developing my research. At the moment, my focus is on needs and problems to set context-based requirements. And finally, the conclusion. While problems and needs are typically described, requirements are often not identified in the renovation context. A variety of input data are essential for constructing a digital model. Combining different techniques in one workflow positively influences results. Evaluating regarding how problems are solved and needs and requirements are met is missing. The research in digitalizing existing structures in a renovation context is not as systematically developed as it could. And if you presume that you have covered all the issues and you are close to the bulletproof solution, some unexpected cases might appear that your workflow cannot manage. So this is the example of upside down house in Tartu, Estonia. Yeah. And so if you are traveling back to home and you are waiting your flight in airport and you are bored, so here's a question to consider. And if you want to share some of your thoughts, I'm open to communication. Yeah, thank you.